Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Hades. So I was taking a moment here, going through the codex, trying to figure out who we still need to give ambrosia to. It turns out I have missed two people here in the hall, Hypnos and Achilles, both could still use a gift. And then we know that we've somehow managed to miss Zeus over and over again. And of course, Eurydice, I've not yet had ambrosia when visiting Eurydice, or at least if I have, I've forgotten to give it to her. But what I think is really interesting is there are 6 slots left in the keepsake cabinet, and so only 4 of those are accounted for by our current understanding. I'm wondering if there actually are 6 keepsakes still to get, or if it's just like this is a development thing. You know, they have 2 more planned, but they're not in the game yet. There are actually quite a few slots in the chthonic gods area that are still marked as undiscovered. So, I don't know, maybe we still have more characters to meet. I feel like we're pretty deep into this thing, but who knows? So you'll notice we've taken the sword here. Somebody recommended in the comments of the last episode that we not spend any keys, and we instead play with an aspect we've already played with and save our keys so that we can buy Fated Authority from the mirror, and I think that's a pretty good idea, actually. So I decided let's go with the Nemesis aspect. Of the aspects that we have left, this is the one that I think is most interesting while being attached to a weapon that we've not actually managed to beat Hades with. So we're going to try this again. Our Q causes our special to be able to crit for 3 seconds. We're going to be using Qs and specials a lot, and I think we're going to go give this ambrosia that we're carrying right now to Hypnos. Now wait a minute, is there more talking to do?
You have encountered setbacks within Asphodel, have you not, child? The bloodless shades residing there are eager to bring death to any form of life. Beware of their infernal power.
They'd better beware of me.
I don't remember whether that was actually something we'd heard her say before. Okay, here we go.
Surprise, Hypnos. I got you this.
Whoa, 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 you can't bring that in here. Just kidding. Thanks. But wait, I'll trade you. Look.
Alright, what do you got for me? A coin purse. So, I mean, one presumes this is money related. Maybe it increases the amount of cash you get on drops? That would be pretty useful. Alright, let's see. It just gives you more money to start with. Actually, that's probably better. Right, because now you can equip this, and then you can just drop it immediately at the beginning of the second area. Yeah, let's take this. I like the fact that you get all of the effect of it all at once. Combined with the deep pockets trait that we have, that's just going to mean we get to start with a full shop worth of cash, which is pretty good. And we can stick with budget cuts for now. It's not actually increasing the difficulty at all.
Let's see what happens.
So yeah, let's see what happens. I don't really have a strong feeling on like which gods we should be seeking boons from here. I guess we'll figure stuff out.
Let's see what I can do with this sword.
We'll see what is offered to us. Do I want your attack fires a wave that pierces foes, presumably with the ability to crit, or your special hits twice. So we're going to be using the special a lot. I'm not sure if I want it to knock foes away. Is it actually good for it to do that? I suppose you get locked in the animation for long enough that if it doesn't knock foes away, you're probably just going to take damage a lot while applying it. And if we're boosting the damage of our attack, then we probably want to take things that give us extra damage on our attack, right? Critical hits are a pretty serious deal. Let's try this. Piercing wave.
Feels stronger.
Ooh, that's actually really cool. A 20 is not a lot of damage, but we can make it work. Apparently the wave does not stagger, is a thing that we just learned. And a Chaos Gate right off the bat. That's pretty nice.
The Olympians are vying for your favor, are they not? So often they forget themselves. They force their blessings onto you, whilst I merely offer you a choice.
Is that... No, that's... You offer me a choice exactly the same amount that they do. Alright, cast deals bonus damage or get more stuff. Well, This early on, while we already have 201 obol, I'm kind of thinking Pauper's Affluence doesn't really negatively affect us all that much. Plus 210% darkness. It's like a lot of darkness, but it doesn't actually help me win, while this helps me win. Cast dealing bonus damage is also cool, and we have no idea what our cast is going to end up being, if it's a thing that we'll even be using a lot. But getting Pauper's Affluence right away, like literally as early as possible, I think that sounds like a good thing.
You think it's best.
Maybe that was wrong. I'm already second-guessing myself. I don't know. Alright, so is this going to put us in that same chamber? The chamber reward that was visible through the door was, what a good dash, was red keys. So I'm not 100% sure if the Chaos Gate skips you ahead of chamber, if it drops you into the next chamber automatically here. We can find out. I'm trying to see if I can get a crit to proc on the wave, just so that we can so we know if it happens or not. Okay, it does not drop you into the next chamber. It probably skips one chamber, would be my guess. Oof, what bad rewards. Yeah, the Fated Authority is a good idea. This is a thing worth doing. Well, we still need a couple of red keys. Right, we don't quite have the thing yet. I think the sword strike was what was critical there, not the wave. The fact that the sword strike was critical and the wave didn't deal critical damage might be an indication that you do not, in fact, get crits on the wave at all. But it might be the case that you do and they just roll for crits separately. You know, maybe.
Who else?
Yeah, it seems like maybe not, so we ended up taking a thing that does not synergize well with our choice. Ooh, what do we want here? Poseidon's going to give us stuff that increases our knockback, which I think is not the way we want to go. Although he could give us we could have gotten from him the thing that increases the value of rewards, which at this point of the game obviously would be a pretty cool thing to grab. Yeah, we've seen our normal attack crit several times now, and we've not seen critical damage on the wave at all, so I'm starting to think it's probably not a thing. And the wave also does not destroy projectiles the way the sword strike does. Honestly, the wave does not seem great. I mean, it is just extra damage on our attack. Anything that we hit with the sword strike, we are also hitting with the wave. So since we are motivated to take attack damage increasers, the wave is going to increase in damage naturally. It's not a terrible thing.
So you are summoned to Hades by that Nyx, the night goddess. Is that correct, nephew? Well, I suppose she's closest to a queen as your lord fathers like to find down there. I tried to match him up with some more wholesome types, but no, and here we are.
Oh yeah, you know Zeus is all into the wholesome types. I do like Zeus's aid. I think it's not a bad call. I also like Electric Shot. I wish that this was not all minimum rarity. So what do we want? Do we want Electric Shot? I mean, Electric Shot will help us clean up area, like groups of enemies, but this weapon really doesn't have a problem with that. I guess let's take a call. Let's have a call. Man, and gemstones. Yeah, we really need Fated Authority. Don't stand on the spikes. Don't stand on the spikes.
A curse of chaos has expired.
Okay, so probably the skeleton room. I guess that's not very descriptive. A lot of the rooms down here are the skeleton room. Are a skeleton room, anyway. Yeah, I mean, like, the wave is extra damage. I can't be too upset about it. Also, man, our weapon sure does deal a lot of damage already. The sword has really good base damage compared to some of the others.
You like that, you gods?
Man, that felt fast.
I so look forward to our meeting face to face amongst the gods, dear cousin. Olympus shall be merrier and wiser once you're here.
I agree with that. Ooh, okay, so attack is stronger and can deflect, or just 11% damage reduction. They're both compelling. Divine Flourish... okay. Divine Flourish doesn't exactly blow my hair back. It's like, okay, you can use your special as a shield, whatever. But I guess I should ask myself, what is it that I am thinking that we want from our special? Blade Rift wouldn't be bad. The Fog, the foggy one, also would be okay. But maybe this is fine because it gives us a lot of damage. And it allows us to deflect a pretty large number of projectiles. I think we're going to take this, actually.
Strength of the goddess.
I know we want attack boosts and stuff, but I don't know that that's the attack boost that we want. Oh, you know what? I took that thinking it was talking about my special, not my cast, not my special. With it being my special, it's absolutely the right move, like without question. I gotta, like actually read the words. But yeah, that's
delicious.
A boost to the power of our special is phenomenal. And the special being able to deflect really helps us avoid one of the most common forms of damage, which is me getting hit while trying to get out of the special animation. Alright, let's trove and go to the shop.
Come forth, wretches, and stop this meddler.
You know, if you have to screw up and read the thing wrong, this is a pretty good way to do it. It's like a purely beneficial read the thing wrong, which is not usually how that works. Oh my god, you feel so powerful. The sword is maybe just great.
Lived through all of that.
What if it was just that I've been wrong the whole time and the sword is actually great? Did I also get ambrosia? That is nice. Alright, well, here's hoping we see Eurydice on this run.
I'm at the docks.
I am, in fact, at the docks. He's not wrong. We don't quite have the money for all of this. This is a pretty stacked shop, honestly. I think I'd bail on the Hermes buff. I think I want Poseidon and Heart.
The river Styx flows infamously through the underworld, offering the boatman Charon expeditious travel from the realm of mortals to the lowest depths, where many of their shades reside forever.
And someday I hope to flow infamously.
Too bad I can't just take the ferry to the surface. Should come in useful.
So I don't think we want this, but yeah, like Ocean's Bounty, nice and early.
The power of the sea. That's a relief.
There we go. Alright, we are going to make an absurd amount of money over the course of this run, provided I don't do something stupid and get us killed right away. Apologies about the dog. She's going nuts in the other room. I can hear her to the point that I might have to go check on what's going on. Oh no, I think I don't know what she's doing. It's very difficult to explain to a dog, and believe me, I've tried, that this is a time for quiet. This is a time for rest and reflection. The words just slide right off of them. I mean, more special, even more stronger special. Do we need another ambrosia? Well, I mean, we haven't filled the cabinet yet, and I don't think we particularly need the darkness. I guess I'll want the darkness once we have Fated Authority open. I was mostly there just thinking that we're already pretty fairly close to the threshold where for this current heat bonus not having any effect on us. I am taking a lot of dumb damage here. It's the worst kind of damage. Nobody makes fun of you on the internet for taking smart damage. Alright, don't get blown up by a pot.
Ambrosia.
Hey Zagreus, I'm not clear. Was that a bottle full of ambrosia there? Okay, looks like we have no choice but to take the money. It's going to be a lot of money. I guess I shouldn't I shouldn't be unwilling to go for cash rewards, given our build. We have a lot to gain here. How am I doing such a bad job catching people with my special? I need something that expands the area of my special, because I am too dumb to target it correctly. I just tried to reload my sword, just like reflexively. We got to the end of the enemies and I mashed R. Get a lot of years of built-up video game reflexes there. Yeah, 195. That's an okay amount of cash. Should we just go to the shop? There's like a pretty good chance that we'll get Heart Plus at the shop, or like 2 boons. As much as I love hearts, 348 obol gets you a lot of value. And there's a reasonable chance, I'm just going to double check here. Okay, we do not have a golden pot in here, it looks like. There's a reasonable chance there will be at least 1 money pot in there, and we'll be able to get 350 gold worth of stuff. Yeah, I think we gotta. This is the money run. Okay, well, we cannot get 350 gold worth of stuff, but also there isn't that much stuff here.
I guess this means you must have paid the boatman's ransom here. And whatever price he charged you, it was worth it.
You know what I like about Artemis is her self-confidence. Support fire, right? It's gotta be.
My sense is sharpened.
As much as I love extra crit chance on your attacks.
Yum.
Okay, I'm feeling pretty ready to fight Meg. I think we can handle it.
Sorry I'm late.
I guess we know how this is going to go.
That was weirdly accepting. I hate it when she's that close to a pillar, because I couldn't tell what animation she was in, so I just dashed away, basically out of fear. Aw, didn't quite get clear. Well, actually, that's awesome. That reflects quite a large number of projectiles at her. I think I'm gonna bank call for right now. I don't think, well, if I keep getting hit, we're gonna get it. But what I was about to say is, I think we probably won't get a greater call through this fight, but I would like to wait until we're surrounded by a larger number of enemies before popping it. Honestly, that might have been the moment there. We had a lot of stuff on us. Just keep reflecting as many projectiles as possible. It turns out not to be completely bulletproof. We gotta reduce the amount of garbage coming in here a little bit. Ow, man. You know, I feel like I rarely get hit by the actual charge. That's a little embarrassing. There we go. This seems like an okay time. Dear Lord Zeus, help. Well, I'm taking a ton of bad damage here at the end, just trying to rush the fight through, but whatever. We'll heal most of it off in the passage.
I did it.
You know, again, I did it again. Alright, we probably have cleaned up everything there is to get here.
How many times?
Okay.
Okay is not really an answer to his question. Alright, so no sense holding onto this chthonic coin purse any longer. What do we want to swap to? I mean, we're good enough at the next area that I think it probably makes sense to go for an increased rarity boon. What makes the most sense with our current build? I mean, Doom on the attack would be okay. Basically, like, what's the attack buff that I'm going for here? Athena's attack buff gives us the extra crit. His pushes enemies away, which we really don't want to do. Hers makes enemies weak. Oh wait, Athena's the deflect, Artemis is the crit, and his will give us Doom. Dionysus will give us... Wait, what does Dionysus give us? Maybe I take him because I don't remember what his boon does? That seems like as good a reason as any. like the only thing I can think really is that while the weakness itself is not a big deal, we have seen a lot of things that combo well with weakness. Let's go Dionysus.
Go with that one.
And then we have 100. I probably don't need to buy the Hydrolite. We can save.
Up we go then. Done.
Hopefully we are going to make a tremendous amount of money here in Asphodel and be able to buy all of the boons.
Now we're getting somewhere.
The deeper we get here, the more I think we made the right choice in the Chaos Gate. Support fire is phenomenal. It's actually extremely great. I guess there's also the argument that you should just take Artemis for hoping to get the general crit chance buff, because it's very, very good.
Just in time.
Why did he just suddenly whisper back to himself? What was going on there? Yeah, the builds where you are encouraged to use multiple forms of attack are just so much more fun. Because like you can certainly get by like using the bow and just spamming power shot. And I'm not saying that it's not effective, but it's way less fun than having a good reason to push multiple buttons. Okay, Hermes versus Obol. I almost want to take the... I think we might take the Obol. Like, maybe... with this set of buffs that we have now, unless we're looking at, like, a directly relevant great boon... Well, hold on, we should have a boat to Dionysus, right? Like, we shouldn't have the option to go see Hermes without having the option to go see Dionysus, given our keepsake. But maybe the game doesn't consider Hermes' buffs to be, like, god boons in the same way. You know, he does have a whole different thing going on. His boons work a little bit differently, and his keepsake isn't the same form as the other Olympian gods. Ow. I got an idea. Why don't I just stand there and get hit by some bombs? What a fun plan. Boy, yeah, it feels like this sword is taking enemies apart very quickly. And part of it is that the thrust has a really huge amount of knockback. It's really easy to push enemies into stuff. Man, I tried to use the deflect there to save me from that group of bombs, and it's just... animation's just a little too slow. Stop running, you coward. It's like you don't even want to get destroyed with a sword. Who doesn't want to get hit with a sword, I ask you? It's madness.
All set.
Truly, these skeletons and their motives are beyond comprehension.
Where now?
Man. What are the 3 rewards I would like to see the least? Well, I think we better take the eye, because I'm playing terribly. I mean, of these, it's definitely the key. But yeah, these are for sure the 3 rewards that we didn't want. Having some bad luck with the crits. I don't actually remember what the value of the crit chance increase is. Let's get rid of him before he catches me for 1,000,000 damage, because that is definitely a thing that happens to me. And listen, my eyes can only be on one part of the screen, right? And they're very rarely on my own feet. Usually I can tell where my own feet are. Oh. Well, I see. Very sneaky. To think she could have lived forever if she'd only restrained herself and not attacked at all. Alright, well, as much as I like this, I think we should cash in our rarity boost on a boon that is already rarity boosted from being on a difficult room. Let's get ourselves a rare or a heroic or something. Is it? Yep, it is the murder boat. Who doesn't love the murder boat? I didn't even see what hit me there. It's part of the downside of fighting near the bottom of the scenery, I guess. Yeah, there's a lot, like... There's a lot of different good boons. There's a lot of, like, things you can get from a hammer that are good and stuff, but something I really appreciate about support fire, and I've probably said this a couple of times already, is that you don't have to think about it at all. You just get the benefit from continuing to do what you're already doing. There's a lot to be said for the value of a thing that doesn't make any additional demands on your attention. I think we should probably just call here. I'm hoping that we won't take enough hits here to make a greater call a possibility. Okay, I think I managed to dash and not take any damage from that huge number of bombs. Alright, wave guy's gotta go. I am always getting hit by the waves. I'm so much better at not eating damage from the bombs, even though their attacks are not, like, substantially different. I don't know, something about the waves, I just, like, forget the wave guy is there, or I don't see them on the ground. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is that I'm a big idiot when it comes to those, but I am.
Thanks, I got to tell you, I cannot believe that little Artemis is hanging out with you. She doesn't hang with anybody, man. But I digress. Take this.
Alright, show me something great. Your attack inflicts poison. I mean, we attack pretty quickly. We could stack that up. Positive outlook, 20% damage resistance for difficult fights is definitely interesting as well. I think I'm going to take Blight Strike. Yeah, because whenever we run up on somebody, we always hit them multiple times, and I think that might be the one. It's not going to help us very much with small enemies, but it'll stack up to be a lot of damage on bosses, I'm sure.
Spot an Asphodel.
So another 12% damage increase here. So I like the support fire increase a lot. I'm assuming this is 8 damage per stack. All three of these are good, but I think it's probably either Blight Strike or support fire. Support fire is 6 damage per hit. This is going to be, it stacks, it hits 8 times. So this will add 16 damage to every sword strike. Sort of, except that a lot of enemies will die before they can take the full damage. So I think it makes more sense to take the support fire buff then.
Stronger.
The other one will be a little bit better against bosses, but only a little bit. Oh, and that may well be Eurydice.
She's always singing.
Hi.
Okay, perfect.
Eurydice, thank you for making me feel welcome in your pleasant home. Can't say the same for most places I've been lately. I have a small gift I wanted you to have.
Oh, that's awful sweet of you, Your Royal Majesty. Bringing me fresh ingredients like this. Know what? Here's something for you too. Help keep you safe out there.
I mean, I want to be clear. I cannot guarantee that that's fresh. I literally found it in a bottle on the ground, so... No, that's fine. Let's not talk about it. She gave me an acorn. I don't even know... Okay.
Eat up, hun. Not like I got other mouths to feed.
I have no idea what that acorn might do. We'll find out later. It's so hard for me to... It's so hard for me to justify not taking refreshing nectar. And if you had something that you really wish was higher rarity, like... If this hits support fire, that would be pretty great. But I gotta think we're taking refreshing nectar, right? Yeah.
As you wish, Your Royal Majesty.
You have so much more control with that, and then a shop at 382 obol, that's also excellent. This run's, like, things are going well, man. At the risk of jinxing it. Oof. That's a weak shop. Alright, well, give me this.
Use this.
Probably the Blight Strike here.
They must have lots of these upon Olympus.
25 obol for 10 darkness I don't think is at all worthwhile, and we're at full health already. So that felt pretty bad. As far as shops go, that was rough. Alright, let's try not to get hit too much by the Hydra. I'm standing right on top of it.
And I shall have your head.
That wasn't Zagreus being unsure, that was the voice actor being like, how do they want me to pronounce the parentheses here? Okay, got through the first phase real fast. I feel like I have a hard time seeing the rearing back to strike animations on the non-primary heads. So I think we're going to take some dumb damage that way over the course of this fight. Yeah, like that. Like, was there any indication at all there that I could have dodged that? Because they're always kind of like just moving around for no reason. And I can't tell when they're doing that or when they're getting ready to hit me. Jeez, yeah, we do a ridiculous amount of sustained damage to individual enemies. I think we got wave heads at both ends of the room. I hate that. Ow. Managed to dash directly into one of those. You know what? I should get the other wave head first. I tried to time a Q there with it, and it did not quite work out. You know what? This is an okay time for it. I was considering there briefly waiting until we were back on the primary head, but there are enemies all over the place right now. And we didn't really take all that much damage during the single head phase. Oh god, that was terrifying.
Keep them coming.
I managed to reflect a huge percentage of that, which is why I think why that one went down so quickly. God damn, look at our single target damage. Hades is going to be in for a rude awakening here. Oop, that's not good. That's not good. Don't dash into the head slam. Just gonna chill here for a second so as not to get murdered. There we go. I think we got pretty lucky with the distribution of heads on that one. I actually did read the signal there that he was going to attack, I just didn't successfully dodge it. For basically no reason. Ow. Don't stand in the lava. Oh, may as well. That is by far the smoothest that fight has ever gone. Maybe the sword's actually amazing.
Got you. My weapon shuddered at the touch of it.
Okay, we did grab both the foods, right? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. We have enough health. We have a high enough health that we're going to go back to full from the fountain anyway.
The Hydra fell to you again, did it?
It fell to me indeed.
Yeah, man, I think your Hydra might be defective. It does not seem like a very good one. Alright, what does this do? When confronting underworld bosses, take no damage the first 3 times they hit you. That's pretty interesting, actually. I'm assuming underworld bosses... You know, I don't know. It might just refer to the final boss of each world, but it also could include the mini-bosses. I guess there's not a great way to know without just checking. But we probably don't want to do that right now. I think I want to keep leaning in on this build that we've got going. So do we want to take Artemis's boon just to fish for the general crit chance increase? So I'm thinking like with the support fire and everything, that would be pretty nice to have. Yeah, maybe. And at this point I am confident that we can get through the third area without needing any health boosts or anything. Maybe that's overconfidence, but I think it's true. Do you want to buy anything here? Oh, yeah, absolutely we do. Let's take both of those things. So it seems like the Yarn and the Eurydice buff effect do not stack, so instead of having double increased rarity for the next one, we have 4 boons that we will get single increased rarity for. I'm pretty happy about that, though. I would have loved a double increased rarity on the Chaos Gate boon. That would have been alright.
I can take it.
And this is a little later than I would like to see a Chaos Gate. Now we're going to have some kind of detrimental effect through some pretty difficult stuff, but I believe in the power of this absurd sword.
In the name of Hades.
Afterward, your dash attack deals more than twice as much damage. These are all phenomenal, actually. I dash attack so much, though. And with our attack having a crit chance a lot of the time, and it's gotta be this one. Minus 58% move speed is something we are absolutely going to feel. Oh my god. That's alright. No moves but dash moves. It's fine. Oh my god. Unfortunately, when you're in meleeing a chariot, sometimes they just convert into being in attack mode very suddenly, and you don't get any visual indication of that. So you just take damage like that out of nowhere. They have no animation for beginning their attack. They flash a little bit, but it's very hard to see that when you're meleeing them already. I thought I could get behind him. That probably would have worked if I was not slowed, actually. Because I dashed and then I needed to, like, take one step. Oh, that's 12 keys. We're doing it. We're living the dream. Centaur Heart versus... Oh my god, it's so hard to look around. Oh, I guess actually that's the only door. Oh, no, it's not. Centaur Heart versus the Artemis buff. I think we got to take the Artemis buff, because I'm pretty sure if we don't take the opportunity right now, it spends the increased rarity charge. Boy, I really cannot wait for this to be over. This is horrible. I knew it was going to be bad, but it feels so much worse even than I thought it was going to be. It's alright, it's just health. You can always get more. Think of how big our dash attacks are going to be. How big and frequent and critical. Sometimes we must pay a price for our linear. Jesus Christ, I'm actually going to die. Well, fortunately there's a well here. If I can just get through the room without dying, I can probably get some food or something. I thought for a second there he was just never going to stop chasing us. Oh, no! Absolutely could have stopped that from happening if I had had my, my ability to move normally. Oh my god, please die! Okay, one down. Oh, you're kidding me. That's very frustrating. Losing a life this early is, like, devastating. Part of the problem is that these guys can't be staggered. When we have no movement speed at all, staggering is our primary defensive maneuver.
Let's see. You blundered headlong into danger for the past 6 chambers or more, and you made such a racket I could almost hear it from Olympus. I have to say your hunting skills are rather unconventional.
No, it's easy. You just shout until the enemies come to you, and then you stab them. Make all the noise in the universe. Yep, there it is. I think we gotta take the pressure points, right? Oh man, but another increase on on our dash attack is also compelling. But this will give me a chance to be crit with my crit with my support shots and with my pretty strong special. It's got to be pressure points. It's got to be. And then you give me health. I don't know that I want to do a trove with my speed all screwed up. I guess at the end of the next room, the speed buff will wear off, or speed debuff will wear off before I would activate the trove. So I guess this will be fine, but it hurts. Oh, I have to do a skull room. It's going to be the butterfly chamber with no movement speed. That's going to be fun. Who do I want? Maybe Dionysus? It would be cool if we could still pick up the significant damage reduction when low on health.
There you are, gigantic soul catcher.
Okay, just keep attacking because the butterflies can't hurt you if they are dead. I mean, we're getting the damage done. We also procced maybe the fastest the fastest call I've ever seen there. I'm actually going to die again. There wasn't nearly as much health in that thing. I was kind of like hoping for some Hydra light. Not nearly as much health in that thing as I wanted. Nope. No, 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 no. No, you don't. Okay. Just one archer now. Should be able to keep him under control. Jesus. Parts of me feel like this run's going so well.
In the name of Hades.
Poison effects make enemies slower. That's... I don't know. I don't know if I care about that. The Festive Fog, though, I think has some value.
Let's liven things up.
And of course, we get a choice of rewards that don't do anything. Well, at least we can move again. Yeah, it's... Between these two, it's darkness, but this is pretty bad.
More flame wheels.
Just trying to get the spears to stab them to death. I think I got one of them. Just have to stay away from them for long enough for the fuse to run out.
Next.
Okay, that almost worked. It's like exactly... That thing spawned in front of me and did damage to me faster than I could realize that was what was happening. Well, that's probably pretty bad for us in terms of like my ability to complete the run. That's a real shame. And it's always really dangerous to be reliant on melee damage. Tremendously more dangerous than using ranged attacks. But that's way truer when you're slow. Maybe I should have stood back and tried to use the wave on the attack like this. But it does such a small amount of damage. It's fine as additional stuff on top of your attack, but as an actual primary way of killing enemies, I don't know, man. Also, we 100% took damage from that guy while dashing there. It's frustrating.
All clear.
Jesus. Remember when I was good at this game? Yeah, me neither. Well, we need the shop desperately, and if we're going to shop, we should probably do the Trove Trial. I mean, as long as I can do it without dying.
Whatever, let's try it.
Really
I'm not confident. I'm not confident that I can. Okay, we got some good play from the rebel there. Stop living. Okay, Jesus.
I expected more from the Exalted.
Well, we barely took any damage there. That was fine. And then, yeah, we do not have the option of going for the boon. We must go here because we need the health. Please, yes. Please, please let there be food. Thank God.
Should be useful.
Buy that. Get a small amount of money. Sorry, Charon. You know, it's a big sword. Sometimes it gets away from me.
You're difficult to track there in the depths, cousin. Though the boatman Charon, thankfully, is proving of some help.
Dash deals damage. I mean, we're dashing around enemies constantly. Attacks that can deflect, also make foes exposed, is great, though, because our Q is a thing we use a ton.
Athena's power.
And then that's quite a lot of food, or quite a lot of health. So Patroclus versus a heart, I think we gotta take... We have to get the extra death denied. Hold on. Oh, he's not gonna monologue anymore? Looks like there's no cash to be gained here.
You.
Yep, it's me.
I was unkind last time, stranger. Forgive my indiscretions there, or don't, but I wished to apologize.
Think nothing of it, sir. Though, if there's something I could do to help, you'd tell me, wouldn't you?
You have no power to release me from this coil, I'm afraid. So just go on about your business and leave me to mine.
And by my business, he means sitting here and murmuring to myself for all of eternity.
Then very well.
Okay, hammer versus palm. It's got to be hammer, right? I don't know what we'll take with it, but like even the thing that makes your attack deal tons of extra damage to armor would be pretty good. I hate shield guys. I hate shield guys in any numbers, but especially in large groups like this. It's like it's impossible to tell what side their shields are on because you can't. As soon as anybody's attacking, sensitive information like that is lost under the huge number of visual effects going on. I was trying to push him into the explosive. He would not be moved. Even when you're hitting them in the correct side, you can't, apparently. Olympus, please, help me. Yeah, man, these shield guys are by a large margin the most dangerous of this type of enemy.
Time to tune up this sword.
Okay. The thrust deals massive damage. I mean, we're going in. Your dash attack hits twice. I mean, that's it. That's
for a god.
We've got so many buffs to our dash attack. There's no way it could be anything else. Please, health.
Let's have a look
Okay.
here.
Hydrolite. I probably should have taken the kiss. I clicked. Well, you know what? We couldn't have afforded it. Never mind. Hydrolite helps, though. That's big. With only 37 money, we skip a shop for the first time in the run. Is it boss time? It is boss time, and we're going in there with 95 health. Man. This was so promising. And then I managed to screw it all up. Okay.
Care for a
Just a
rematch?
little bit over half health.
What's this? Our enemy has come to mock us, Asterius. He holds the yarn of Ariadne and would flaunt it in our faces.
Wow, that's a weird thing for them to have a line for.
What, this? I just picked it out of a well. Was supposed to help me get here. No offense intended, more than usual. What's it to you?
As if you wouldn't know. That yarn is a token of days long gone, when Asterius and I battled in the labyrinth to the death. Together we now face a greater threat. Attack us if you dare.
Man, I wonder how many voice lines there are in this game. Oops, I hit tab. It's not what I was trying to do. Get out of the way, get out of the way. Don't get hit by the giant axe. Alright. So I have to be a little bit careful here because my inclination normally is to just dash attack constantly, and that's even more the case with all the buffs we have. But I have to be, because the Minotaur's facing matters so much, I have to be way more careful than usual not to dash behind him and then dash back in front of him and take a ton of damage for no reason. Which you may have noticed is a thing that I do semi-frequently. Oh, he's gonna charge. Ah! Okay, I think I managed to get him hit by the spear. Yeah, sure, a greater call sounds alright. Oh, you coward, becoming impervious right when I use my cooldown. It might be the case that the greater calls should remove impervious effects or something, because that feels terrible. Blowing a cooldown like that. Man, he was blocking my attacks, so I dashed through him and hit him from the other side, and he was also blocking attacks from that side. It feels like sometimes you just can't deal damage to this guy. Our single target damage really is completely insane, though.
Lady Aphrodite, guide my hand.
Ah! Usually Lady Aphrodite is such a big fan of mine. That was bad. I was actually fine if I had not moved. It's one of those cases where I get myself into trouble by dashing. There's So close. Damn it! So when he summons that larger shape, there's a safe spot in the middle of the shape, but the last time he summoned it there, he and I were right here, and he summoned it such that this was on the inside of one of the circles and the safe spot was over there. So I had like I just like reprimanded myself for dashing when I didn't need to dash, and then he did the thing where that's supposed to be the case, but I did need to dash.
Sure.
Basically just like psyched myself into taking damage for no reason. And it was the last little bit of damage in a life that really sucks.
Tell him I said hi.
Good luck getting anything through to him.
My keepsakes.
Alright, well, it's definitely got to be like spiked collar or feather duster here, right? I think I'm just going to take the spiked collar. It's... You know what? It might be the case that the Evergreen Acorn is more health in terms of just boss fights. But we have no idea how many rooms we're going to have to go through, how much food we might be able to buy. The old spiked collar probably works out to be the most health of our remaining options. And then, I mean, 70 gold is a lot for a thing that we... Oh, you know what? There's an interstitial chamber before the chamber that Cerberus is in, so we would burn 2 of the Hydrolite charges immediately. And then the third one when we enter the first... Yeah, Hydrolite right now does literally nothing. Alright, do we want to sell a boon here? I'm not using my cast at all. Maybe I should be. I'm going to hold on to it. Yeah, I got to remember to actually use my cast.
One last stop. Thank you.
Alright, if I'm being honest with you, I do not have super high hopes for this on account of how few death denied charges we have remaining.
The Temple of Styx.
Both in the sense that I need them and in the sense that having lost them sort of implies that my reflexes are not on today. Alright, so pretty standard. There is a heart available at 125. So we should probably make sure we get that first. I mean, we're making enough money, and there's enough money that drops in these, that we can probably afford to go for the one that has the heart in it, and we will still make enough money to get the other heart after doing so. And then we can maybe pursue the other elbow chamber. Ah, die. Okay. Ooh. Nice to be able to stagger enemies. Why can't I hit him? He's in a weird space in the middle of the room where he is not vulnerable to melee attacks? That's really strange. Okay, I assume the guy at the bottom got hit by the trap. I didn't actually even see what happened to him there. I was just about to look over to him, and then he was dead. Okay, that went pretty well. It was nice of that upper snake statue to decide just not to shoot at us for a while.
You. Oh, I hate this stuff. Phew.
I cannot believe that I managed to get poisoned there. That should have been really easy. To just, like, keep him stun locked. Something kind of funny about the second wave of a room being the first wave of the room again, but just with armor. Like, okay, I know that didn't work, but what if we changed it just a tiny little bit? I think that guy's just gonna poison out. These guys are the death possums are definitely more dangerous when you only have a melee weapon. Ah, but I don't only have a melee weapon. Remember your options. I kind of can't believe I got poisoned by that. There's so much garbage on the ground, man. Also, why are you not dead yet? There we go. Jesus.
The strength of the centaurs.
Well, we managed to get through that without taking too much damage, I guess. The last room was pretty bad. But now at least our one death denied charge is worth an awful lot of health.
Pleasure doing business.
I still have 192. Oh, we made a lot of money there, actually. So what's next? We have a rarity boost for our next boon. Do I want that boon to be Artemis? Or Athena? Or what? There was a Hermes down here, right? What makes the most sense? I mean, if we could just get the flat damage reduction from Athena, I think at this point that would be pretty good. Trying to think of what else we could pull here. Let's spend it on Athena. And then we'll probably do the money path after this. Show me. Yeah, definitely worth 34 money. God, I love having 300 health. Their tiny little bite attack staggers you. I ran in there and tried to drop my special on them, and they stunned me out of it twice. Oh, use the thing. Okay, just mashing E as hard as I could over there. Huh, that time he poisoned me while he was being staggered. It does kind of seem like sometimes the sword attacks are just missing in situations where it really doesn't seem like they should, so maybe that's what happened there. They just had an attack that was like weirdly off axis or something.
Satyrs.
You guys are disgusting. Please, no more satyrs. Damn it. I kind of wonder, actually... Ooh, Jesus. How many pot enemies are out here? That was a huge amount of space that was... Oh, I guess they can each fire twice. So it would only have taken 2 of them. Really? We can't be done? Get across. Just kill the satyr. Okay. So try to dash in, get 1 hit, and then run away. We'll save the greater call for if there's another wave here. Okay. Turns out, didn't need to.
In the name of Hades.
Well, that's pretty bad. I guess we take dash deals damage and can deflect. Like Proud Bearing seems terrible, especially for boss fighting purposes. And this effectively does nothing during the Hades fight, so
The strength of the goddess.
pretty disappointing though. Pretty disappointing options there. Oh, I missed that. There was a golden pot in the lower right. I saw it right as we left. Well, I think we should probably save money for the hammer. And I guess we'll do this now. Not happy about it. He might not even make it to Hades with an extra life, judging from the way I'm taking damage here. Ooh. Please tell me that this is just going to be a really short path. I'm not actually certain what the skull on the path indicator means, if it means that the individual chambers are harder, or if it's just that the last chamber is harder, or if there are more chambers in total. Oh, I hate satyr with armor. Somehow I managed to take the poison after the armor wore off. I don't even know if the poison's really all that big a deal, but it definitely makes me panic. I do know that. And it's a significant problem I'm having today, by the way, is that I'm reacting to stuff rather than making decisions. We've talked about that. We've talked about how things tend to go when I'm in that headspace. Oh, alright. Please let this be the last chamber. Okay. Oh, it's this chamber. Just throw some quick some quick lightning strikes out there. Okay, well, the good news is I'm actually probably pretty well equipped to get through this thing's massive health pool, but I do need to stop doing it in such a way that I'm taking so much damage. The fact that my dash deals damage now is actually going to be probably pretty helpful here. Get him, Zeus. There we go. Plus 390, Jesus. That was pretty... Okay, that was pretty alright. Let's make sure I'm not missing any golden pots anymore. Aha. That's 14 whole gold.
Let's just go down this Satyr hole.
Zagreus, please don't say that. Alright, we're definitely taking the hammer first.
Cheers, mate.
Your attack is replaced with a big chop that deals 80 base damage. We probably don't want to reduce our number of attacks with the poison stacking and the support fire, but I have had people tell me in the comments that World Splitter is actually awesome. I think it's probably not good for this run. Attack deals plus 300 damage to armor, doesn't really help that much against the boss, so I think we take Cruel Thrust here.
Feels lighter than before.
We don't really have to change anything about our strategy, we just keep doing what we've been doing, but a lot harder. And then... That's really not a lot more damage for 2 levels of pomegranate. I think we probably take this. 15 bonus damage on the dash. It's not nothing. I dash a lot. Maybe you know what? Maybe we do take that. Because I dash a lot, like way too much probably. And then I guess we'll leave the Artemis boon for last, and maybe like hope we don't have to do a difficult chamber. Although honestly, that difficult run. It seemed less hard than the other branches we've done. Yeah, maybe we do go this way. Let's get another boon. And perhaps I'm going to regret this a tremendous amount. I guess we'll find out. I gotta calm down though. I gotta start thinking about what I'm doing rather than just like mashing buttons on reaction. React is bad, respond is good. Oh, I hate this. This is a terrible room. Alright, once you get the armor off, it's not so bad, obviously. The difference in thrust damage is considerable. Like, I am noticing it immediately. Look at me remembering I have a cast and everything. Ooh. Yeah, special dash backstab thrusts are like an absurd amount of damage. Trying to get on the other side of him, like push him out of the corner so that I can be hitting him in the back. Oh, I thought I had enough for 2 charges. Okay. Ow, I did definitely just do that to myself.
In the name of Hades.
Alright, critical effects deal even more damage. Like, these all suck. Clean Kill is the only one of these that's going to be helpful with Hades. I guess Hunter's Mark will matter a little bit. He occasionally summons an ad. It might be the case that it could trigger off the skulls. And that's a lot of bonus critical chance. You know what? Let's take it and find out.
Hide.
Do we want to spend 250 of our 255 money on a pomegranate? Or do I want to have a little bit of money? I think we want to hold a little bit of money so that if we go in there and there's a well, we can buy food. Also, it super sucks that we had to do all of the branches. Too many spell effects. I can't even tell what attacks I'm using. This is not a very dangerous room for us. We have a lot of AoE. Alright, let's hope they're all that easy. No, there's a golden pot hidden behind those pots in the top left. Alright, this time we get the golden pots first. Okay, easy. Yes, we definitely got everything this time. Please let it be over soon. Whew. Just one more chamber. Just one more chamber, right?
No sages.
Okay. No more chambers, in fact.
Gods grant me strength.
Level of support fire, a level of... Ooh, I like blinding flash. Yeah.
I feel stronger.
Goes down smooth.
It's a solid line read. Okay, so I mean we haven't really lost that much. We're in a pretty good position. I think it was a well executed Styx, following a pretty poorly executed other stuff. Do I want the pomegranate more than I want a Hermes thing? Hermes could give us the healing dash, which might be better than 2 levels on one of our boons. It's hard to know. I'm gonna take the pomegranate because I think a lot of Hermes' buffs aren't very good. And it's special damage, because this is only 7 points on this, which is a little bit less impressive than what we took previously. Alright, 276 health, 1 death denied charge, and on the whole, actually, what I think is a pretty great boss fighting build.
Accepts another satyr sack.
As long as I can stay calm, dash only enough times to hit him in the back, and not enough times to dash in front of him and get hit by spear charges and stuff, I think this is doable. Just gotta remember, keep using your special, keep weaving things together.
Nice night to know.
There was a time when Cerberus would never have permitted any soul to exit through that gateway there behind you.
Oh, that can't possibly be true. What about Orpheus, Theseus, Heracles, Odysseus? Countless tales of brave men delving into the underworld, then leaving whence they came.
And presumably they all did it by feeding the dog.
They left on my authority alone, nor did they take for granted my good graces. You believe you are entitled simply to walk out of here, from your birthright and your responsibilities. But I am here to tell you, no.
Alright, and we know from experience, he tells pretty hard. That was a bad time to do that. Oh, but I deflected the damage off. I tried to do it there again and it extremely did not work. Oh, you know what? I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah, the poison ticks are critting now. Didn't have quite enough dash to get out of there.
Darkness. Wretches of the
Coward.
heed me and rise from the earth to do my bidding.
Yeah, these things have a lot of health.
My foolish brother cannot help you now.
It feels like he's helping me now. I don't know. I also can't see shit, so in a sense he's making the fight much more difficult.
Idiot.
Yeah, like we took a ton of damage there because I literally couldn't see the attack animations. Oh man, a Super Medusa head. That, or a Super Gorgon head, that sucks a lot. I could have sworn that I had destroyed that thing. It definitely still did its attack. I need some help clearing some stuff. Okay. Zeus has got my back.
Show yourself.
Alright, well, it's not going very well. We spent about 2/3 of our available health on the easy part of the fight. So it's probably over. There's probably no chance of me actually winning this.
Your youth provides you with a certain mindless strength, but such power has its limits.
I can't believe I got hit by the second shot of that. Ah, damn it. I thought I was gonna dash through the wave there, but my dash ended right before he fired the wave out. Yeah, I'm very dead. That's what I see. Alright, get away from him. Dash more carefully through the thing. Ooh, do not stop there. Jesus Christ, I very nearly killed us there. Oh, man. That was like pixels. I'm not even sure that I was inside of the graphical effect of that spear strike. That really sucks. I was starting to believe a little bit there at the end.
Oh, that's funny. Nothing on my list at all this time, except I could have sworn I saw you walk right out of the pool back there. I'll have to have this thing looked at.
I guess so.
Yeah. Probably somebody could, like, push a firmware update or something.
I found another weapon waiting for me in the courtyard, Achilles. Exogryph. Never entirely believed it was real.
I do not jest as far as warfare is concerned, lad. Where it was stored, it was unutilized. Use caution wielding it. It may serve you as effectively as once it served the fire goddess Hestia.
I'll use it to the best of my ability, sir.
Also, here, have this, in thanks for the gun.
Hey, Achilles. Look, this really isn't much, but here.
This really is for me? You beat me to it then, as I had meant to give you this when next we spoke.
Uh-huh.
Please, take it.
Thanks so much, sir.
Yeah, I bet. Alright.
Father's not back yet, huh? Maybe you'll have something more affordable next time.
Yeah, lounge shortcut, very expensive. Very, very expensive. Honestly, 7 diamonds is a lot less difficult to put together than 4,000 gemstones, though.
Anything good?
Nope, nothing we can actually interact with. Boy, that's an exchange rate. Also, 5 ambrosia for 100 gemstones? Feels like it should be a lot more gemstones than that, right? 5 ambrosia is a tremendous amount of currency.
What are these shades up to now? I'm back.
All right.
Did you miss
Well, good news. We did manage to get to Fated Authority and also to Privileged Status. Ooh, Fated Authority starts at 0 charges and costs 1,000 darkness to get a single one. Well, that's interesting. I mean, it's good to know. Privileged Status is, I think, not a thing that we're going to get a tremendous amount of use out of, but I do think that it's I do think it's good to have it unlocked, because now we can start spending our red keys entirely in the runs to unlock those chests. Yeah, I'm very disappointed, because that absolutely should have been a win. There's no blaming the run on that one. I just completely screwed that up.
Once in a while, pal, you're gonna see a real fancy bozo try to ruin your good time. You'll know him because he's glowing like a light. But that's his special armor, see? You gotta punch right through it. He's gonna shrug you off until you do.
It's possible that after I've defeated the final boss of the game, some of these tips should get rotated out.
For a good time, beware the fancy glowing bozos on my quest. Check.
That's just good life advice, really. Never trust anyone who's glowing. Alright, what's our new keepsake do? Minus 20% damage from the front, but plus 10% from the back. That's actually probably pretty good. Yeah, you're almost always, especially in, like, boss fights, which is where we take the majority of our damage. Well, which is where we usually take the majority of our damage. You're generally facing the boss. So this'll be the slot for Zeus's thing. This was Charon, and this was Hypnos. I guess these aren't really in any order. I was trying to deduce something about the person we might get this from its position, but all of the god boons are together. The Olympian god boons are together, and then the other things are all just sort of like scattered all over the place. It's like, this is Sisyphus and this is Eurydice, which might suggest that this is some character that we meet out there on the run. But then, like, you have a thing from the hall at home here and here, but then the Karen thing is between those two, so who knows. So we have everything in Others of Note. We have everything in Olympian Gods. There are three characters that, who knows, might actually already be in the game. And then, have we got everything else in the Codex? Oh, interesting. There's a type of pickup that we don't have yet. What could possibly... Maybe there's something that only exists on really high difficulty runs. That's really interesting. Okay, well, I think that that probably ought to be it for us for today. We do not have any purple keys left, so we can't unlock any new aspects. And I don't really have a strong sense of what I want to do next run. So why don't you, if you have strong feelings about that, leave those in the comments below. And thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow. We're gonna get to Hades and probably actually kill him. You can probably tell from the tone of my voice I'm not feeling it. But maybe by tomorrow I will be. And we'll see you then.